Welcome back to Sippin With Sin, podcast about stuff and things and stuff that are important to everybody all across the world. That's right, the entire Earth. I said it. Scientists have proven, number one podcast about such things. Proven, factuals. We're not arguing. We're right, you're wrong. Just trust us on it. Scientists said it. It is the gospel, and you are going to embrace into your soul for another week and another episode. And, ladies and gentlemen, at the time of hearing this, everything is crisp. Well, not really. It's still hotter than a sumbitch over here in Tennessee. But we're going to pretend, for the sake of argument, that everything is crisp and starting to change colors. And it is indeed spooky season. I will full-fledged hit puberty for that because spooky season is here, which means our happy time and our thumping gizzards of hearts are elated with the horror prospects and things going on right now. So without further ado, because I did say R, let's welcome back our esteemed colleague, the one, the only, Mr. Christian.
How's it going, everybody? Feels good to be back for another episode. We got some things to talk about, so I guess we're going to jump right into it.
We're jumping right in.
For those of you who are watching as opposed to listening, yes, I do have a new cup. It is Ghostface everywhere, and it's cool. It's like a thin tumbler cup, thinner than I'm used to, but it still holds everything cold all the same, and I love it. There you go.
I think you have a problem with cups. I feel like you buy a lot of cups.
It is a problem. It's a full-on addiction, and I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm. You might need to seek help with that, sir. Just saying. What we like to do every episode to start off and kind of break the ice is talk about what we've been watching, reading, listening to, or playing this past week. Who's starting today? Who would like to go?
I'll tell you what. I'll go first. How about that?
You just go right ahead.
So this week has been busy, par for the course for me, of course. Started a new job here in real life, so I've been dealing with that. But aside from that, I did have time to play some Mortal Kombat 1, and I've been trying to watch a couple of things. I don't know if you guys remember, it's not spooky at all, but I did rewatch the movie Heavyweights that came out in like 95 back in the day about the kids that go to quote-unquote.
What made you rewatch Heavyweights? Like, what in your mind clicked? It's like, I'm going to rewatch Heavyweights.
So, full disclosure.
Because it's always weird shit for me that will, like, something will trigger that memory or something, or I'll see it and I'm like, oh, damn.
I was trying to watch.
I need to watch that again.
I was trying to watch something that was kid friendly, because I had my little one over, and he watches a lot of TV that he's not supposed to be watching, to be honest. So I was trying to do something that we could all watch as a family, as a group, as a unit. And Heavyweights is one of those options. And I was like, you know what? You've never seen this. I want to watch it. Let's do it. So we watched Heavyweights, and it still holds up, man. I can't lie. And then we watched Holes. So full disclosure, we watched Holes today. So the song from Holes is in my head right now. I've been humming that all day. So if I start randomly singing that during the podcast, I apologize. But I've been doing that this week. And aside from that, I've been gearing up to watch the new season of Castlevania. I can't wait to see what happens in that. I love the animation for the original seasons, and I am excited.
I started that,
other than that,
but I'm only like 2 episodes in, and then we just, So hopefully we'll be able to give like a full review of that soon once we both finish it. But I love the original Castlevania shows. They're
so
seasons, whatever. It's amazing.
It's fantastic. Aside from that, though, I have been trying to get started on some sketches for Inktober. For those of you who don't know what Inktober is, every year in October, there is a prompts list that is posted on various social media accounts, namely Instagram. And there is a prompt for every day of the month in October, and you are challenged to sketch/ink something that corresponds with those word prompts. So I'm starting on those, and because this month is super busy for me, especially this year, I will be sketching all of the word prompts and probably posting those sketches because I highly doubt I'll have time to do inks for everything. I will do what I can, but I'm going to be super busy mid-October like most of us, so I will do that instead. And aside from that, guys, I got some thoughts. On MK1. I've been playing that in my spare time, but I figured if you want, Sin, you could tell us what you've been doing this week before I get into that, unless you want me to just go right into it.
My week is literally that of a horror movie.
Hmm.
Yeah. Picture credits, suspenseful music, and vomit everywhere.
Oh,
Just
vomit. Oh,
vomit. A nasty stomach bug or something. I don't really know what it is. I'm gonna say it was a stomach bug hit our household this week. So my week has involved what started with literally like the bright and early wee hours, like wee hours. Well, actually wee hours. Actually, like late Sunday night, like midnight-ish into Monday morning, baby Sin got sick and just threw up a lot, which sucked. Any parents know out there that is awful and not fun. So that went till like 5-ish a.m., something like that, of us being up just taking care of him. Had Dragon Ball Z on, trying to like pacify him in between like vomit sessions. And we're like, well, that's not good. What the hell's up with that? And that lasted. And then we're like, okay, cool. Maybe we can like, he's not really throwing up now. Maybe we can get him better. And then Tuesday, the missus is like, I don't feel right. I'm like, oh, no. And the next thing you know, she's throwing up. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go. So you have a sick baby, and then you have her. And I'm like, hell with all of you. You know, crucifix up. Like, stay away from me, Satan. And then I go get, like, supplies, like Gatorade and, like, soup and crackers. You know, the essentials they need to survive and keep them going. I'm like, you're not getting me sick. And then what happens at, like, 3 a.m. Wednesday? The devil gets me. And then it sucked, dude. So that's been our week. But during this time, while I was laying upon my deathbed, of just feeling like straight death. Just laying there, miserable. Some spooky stuff come on TV. Definitely a little early. You know, not October yet, but different channels. I want to say like IFC or somebody. I can't remember. Different channels had some like marathons going on, like Final Destination, playing some of, what was it? I think it was maybe they would play them backwards, which was weird to me and would kind of throw me off. So you'd had like, I think I started on 3 and I watched like 3, 2, 1, maybe. But I watched some Final Destination. I watched, I think actually 3, 2, 1 of Scream. Also, the Scream, which is
you watched them in that order?
Yeah, that's how they played them, which is really weird to me. It kind of bothers me. I don't like it going backwards. I want it to go the correct damn way. Because you're like, oh, here they are at 3. Let's go back a step. Oh, let's go back another step kind of deal. But couple, like, I don't know. While I was laying there, couple things. I don't know what that was. Christian, what are you doing over there?
I am spending money I don't need to spend currently.
Oh, okay. Well, you do that.
There, full disclosure to everybody watching now and listening, there is a 45th year anniversary edition of the Halloween novel, the novelization of the first film. It's an illustrated hardcover copy that's coming out, and you have to pre-order it to get it. It's not being shipped until the end of the year, but I want it, and today is the last day to pre-order to guarantee yourself a copy of it.
Speaking of pre-order stuff, did you see the Ghostface game?
I did, and I was going to bring that up, but we can hop into it right now. For those of you who have been listening, there is a company that makes board games for the slasher horror movies. Halloween 2 is the last one that I remember coming out. The one before that was My Bloody Valentine, and now they have Scream. There's a Ghostface game coming out. And I did see that. I want to see how the game plays before I decide whether or not I want to order that. But those games get really expensive, and I'm hoping that it is affordable at the time of it coming out. So we'll see.
So I want to bring up something I want to rant about something. I had a small epiphany while watching those movies.
Watching the Scream movies?
Not just Scream, Final Destination.
Okay.
We are in an era that kind of sucks for horror.
Why? Okay, explain.
Because when like the Halloween movies, not necessarily the franchise, but like the spooky season, the Fear Fest, the Halloween, like all those go, right? or mainly the ones like on TV and stuff. A vast majority of the movies played are 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Like early 2000s. I'm going to say like pre-2010 probably. That's a huge majority of what's played. And if you think about it, from like our younger years, like our teenage years or whatever, we got like Screams, we got Final Destinations, we got Saws, we got franchises that are still going for the Final Destination. I think they might actually be doing another one, maybe. I don't know. But Scream
yes.
and like Saw, stuff like that, still going. But in our current day and age, we don't really get new franchises that are starting up. We get reboots, like requels, all that. Like that's like our thing right now. And it kind of sucks because like I can't think of a franchise in the last few years that's really started. They were like, oh, here's another franchise, which I guess at the time you didn't really think, oh, Scream's a new franchise. But I don't really know of any off the top of my head. Like your Hereditary is not a franchise. We don't. Can you think of anything? Like immediately?
I think
Death Day, maybe, but even that, I don't.
What was the last thing you said?
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day definitely is its own kind of franchise. That's kind of what's happening with that. A lot of movies right now that are popular are the requels. That's
I know we're in that era, which sucks. Kind of. That's what I'm getting at. Like Scream. Scream changed a lot of things because Scream broke the fourth wall and did stuff that horror movies did not do, and it was kind of like not acceptable with some of the things they did. They were like, hey, we're going to tell you the rules of a horror movie, and we're still just going to screw everything up. Like, we're going to do it our own way. Like, you're going to know, and then we're still going to slap you in the face with it. Final Destination was different. It was like, hey, here's death. You can't cheat death. We're going to have these insane kills. Like, now, while I'm not a huge fan of the other Saw, like, I really appreciate the first Saw mainly. At the time, I was like, that's really different.
Yeah,
we just don't really get that anymore. I feel like we don't get anybody trying to do, like, anything, like, not necessarily not anything new. We do get some new ones, and we've praised people that have done new movies that we're like, hey, go watch them, support them, so we get more of this shit. Trying to think something that we did. What was it? There was one we were giving some serious praise to recently.
Terrifier?
What was it?
Terrifier? Was that it?
Was it Terrifier? Terrifier, actually, that's about the only franchise I can think of right now. Because that's
what I was going to say. Like, that's
it.
A newer one. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out right now because what's popular isn't really new things, like new characters. It's revitalizing older ones. That's what's selling. And I think the reason why that's happening is because a lot of the stuff that's coming out that's supposed to be new is stuff like Terrifier, right? That's like super low budget, and the horror community changes every once in a while. So like the people who are coming into horror right now, that younger, super younger generation, younger than us, they are not used to watching the 70s, 80s classics, the now 90s classics, early 2000s stuff, early 90s. They're not used to growing up with that. They're used to growing up with movies that, A24 produces, which isn't a bad thing. I love A24. They're just used to stuff like that. They're used to the Paranormal Activity stuff.
That was another one. When's the first Paranormal? Early 2000s?
It had to have been at least
mid-2000s.
2010, I think.
Was it 2010? Like, we just don't get that anymore, I feel like. And if there is a franchise out there that we are not acknowledging, I'm glad Christian said Terrifier. That I can see them definitely doing a bunch of Terrifiers. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm fine. Keep giving me Art the Clown. I'm 100% on board. But
by the way, Paranormal Activity, the first one was 07.
07? So pre-2010. Like, this era kind of sucks for me. Like, don't get me wrong. I really like seeing some of the reboots and bringing characters back. But especially watching all these, I'm like, I miss that the first time you saw, like, a Scream or you saw, like, a Final Destination, like, ooh. Okay, and they're like, oh, we're going to do another one. And you're like, okay, just that initial now, a little different feeling on them after I've seen them a billion times, but
right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it.
Yeah, like I think the newest thing, one of the newer things that we have now that is very clearly about to be a franchise is like Megan or Megan or Mithrigan, if some people
Oh
are
my
calling it.
God.
But like that one
Really?
is definitely going to be. Yeah, that one's definitely gonna, like, they're working on a sequel for that for sure. We talked about that on the pod, but like stuff like that is coming out and becoming newer franchises because
What did we
they
want?
make money.
There was something
They get
else.
they get really
Barbarian?
popular on like TikTok and stuff.
Maybe it was Barbarian we praised.
We did praise Barbarian.
I'm trying. There was definitely a horror movie we both watched and we're like, hey, if you're a horror fan, stream it, go theater. This is how we get shit. Like, support it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Evil
what it was
Dead
now.
Rise, even though that's not a new thing. We did support
but then again,
the
that's not a new franchise. Evil Dead's been around since 80s. 80?
Mm-hmm.
Early 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you got stuff that's not even like horror necessarily, like The Meg, The Meg 2, like movies like that. They're not even horror, but that, people spend money on that. Then you have stuff like The Nun. The second Nun came out this year, not too long ago. Actually, The Nun 2 came out, a week ago? If that. Actually, no, I don't think it was. It wasn't even that long ago. It was super recent. But then you have like Saw X is coming out, or is is coming out.
It's out.
You have, is it out?
Yeah. Buddy of
Dang,
mine
I didn't
saw
realize.
it actually. Time of recording this, he saw it a few days ago. On the not release night, I think maybe or something, or I don't know. He saw it and said he was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
He was happy with it. He of course didn't tell me things. He was like, I don't want to know. I want to watch it, and he was like, it's a good one. It's he said that after he watched it, he read some reviews, maybe from Bloody Disgusting or something, and then pretty much people were putting it up there with like Saw 1 and 2. Like after Saw 1 and 2, you have this. And I was like, okay, that's promising because they definitely fell off hard for me where I didn't really care to watch Saw. I would watch it, but it's not like Halloween. No matter how bad the description is and how bad we know it's potentially going to suck, we're still like, we're watching it day one. Like there's no question.
Yeah.
Saw is not that for me. I appreciate them, but I'm not like, while we're on this subject, I was really mad at myself. I thought of a very underrated horror movie that we talked about a couple podcasts back. You're talking about underrated horror movies. And I have one, and I totally forgot to tell you what it was. And I remembered.
Oh, tell me.
Jacob's Ladder.
Yes. I also was not thinking about that. Yes.
Psychological horror. Like, it's trippy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had to bring that up. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It is a trippy movie. I cannot think of the main actor's name. He's been in quite a bit of stuff
though. Hold on. What's his name?
I can see his face.
Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins.
Yes, there we go. It is a trippy movie. I think they tried to remake it at one point. I didn't watch it. Watch the original if you can. Check it out.
I also, if they remade it, I didn't watch it either. It wasn't even on my radar.
saw a Jacob's Ladder somewhere else. Sounds like I'm not watching that. I didn't hear anything about this. I know nothing about this. I'm not watching that.
Don't blame you at all.
Okay, past that. So, yeah, I'm gonna save other thoughts on screaming stuff, but watch those, and then I watched a movie that I can talk briefly about because Christian hadn't seen it, so I'm just gonna bring it up in kind of passing. But we watched the movie. We watched Strays, which features Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx and several other pretty known actor and actresses in it. Pretty much just follows like a stray dog around and a bunch of other dogs with their voices, and it's definitely not something I could watch with Baby Sin because it is pretty vulgar, but it was pretty damn funny. I'm not gonna lie, like it was a pretty damn funny movie. Like I enjoyed it. Just a goofy, fun dog movie with, I don't know, crude humor. A lot of crude humor. So Strays, pretty good. Not spooky. I'm trying to think what else. I play a little more Mortal Kombat myself. I haven't got to play a lot, sadly, because I haven't got to do much of anything with being sick. Other than that, I think that's about it for me this week. Not a super crazy week. I started Castlevania like you, but I haven't got to. We didn't get too far. And she also started sex ed, so we'll see about that. She wanted something funny, so whatever.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I know what that is. I haven't watched it, but I am familiar with it.
All right, Mortal Kombat
Me,
thoughts. You want to go into them?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Yeah. So you guys that have been here know that I like to talk about Mortal Kombat, especially Mortal Kombat 1. As soon as we find out about it, and there's a couple things like
do you want to talk? Do you want to rant to them about our fight, our first MK1 battles?
We'll do that. We'll do that here in just a second because I want to get.
I didn't know if you need a therapy session.
Sure. No, I don't. No, it's totally.
You
fine.
Sure?
Yeah. Okay. Better than yeah. So we'll get into it.
Okay.
So I talked about what I like and don't like about the game. I didn't go into detail for some of the stuff. I went into too much detail for some other things. But quick thoughts. There are some things that like I don't like. This isn't to like shit on the game. This is just to say there are some things that now that I've played it even longer, like these things kind of bother me. They're not like make or break things. I still think the game is good. It's just kind of annoying. One of them is just unlocking shit for your characters in this game is kind of annoying. You don't have the crypt anymore, which we talked about. It's invasion mode. Doing invasion mode is actually it's a good combination of being fun and boring. I will say it's fun because it's something to do in the game. It's boring because it feels like you're playing Pokemon and you're just grinding to get stuff for whatever character you chose to play as, right? So unlocking stuff for your characters is really annoying, and that's for everybody. That's for the characters in the game that are playable. That's for the cameo characters. You have to play as them in order to get stuff, which is great. However, it takes so long to level up in this game. It takes so long, and I don't know if I'm the only person that feels this way, but currently leveling up in this game takes a long time, and it really does get irking. You know what I mean? So unless you just have time to sink into this, playing Invasion over and over again, playing towers over and over again, like it's going to take you forever. Especially people like me who don't have a lot of time to just game like I used to. It sucks. There are no character specific towers, which, like I said, not a make or break. It's just kind of annoying because when I had that, I didn't know what I had until it's gone. That's kind of how that feels. The intro and outro stuff is one of the biggest gripes that I have. You don't even get the intros and the for characters talking unless you're playing online or you're in versus mode. And I think that's it. Towers, each character has like a little pose that they do, you know, a little kata or whatever that they do before they fight each other. But like them talking to each other, you only get in versus mode and online. Like it's actually extremely irritating. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, not a make or break. I just noticed it. It's really annoying. I don't like the fact that I can't hear what the characters have to say to each other unless I'm playing a human being or if I'm just playing a computer versus mode. And those are the only modes that's available. You don't get it in Invasion, which kind of makes sense. You don't get it in any of the other tower adjacent modes. Like it's kind of really annoying. And then the outros. If you guys are familiar with fighting games and playing like stuff like Injustice, like they all have an intro pose, an outro pose. The intro outro poses in this game just they don't really hit. And I was hoping that because you have to unlock so much shit in this game, you would have different poses for outros that you can unlock at least. So like instead of like one of the coolest ones that I can think of off the top of my head is Scorpion. Scorpion's outro pose is like doing something with his chain, and then he jumps up in the air, throws the chain at you, the player, at the screen, and it's kind of cool looking. But like, bro, because your cameo is always just kind of popping up back there, and they like do a little hands-on little pose or whatever, hands on the hips, whatever. Like they're in it too, and it's just like y'all could have been way more creative with this. Like I'm not shitting on the game. It's just I expected more from this. The way that this game is hyped up and how everything is new and this is happening and that's happening. Like I don't want to wait till MK2, I'm assuming, to get stuff that I thought would already be there. And the outros being one of those things. Next thing, because I'm trying to move on. The fatalities, I've said this before and I'm saying it again, the fatalities just aren't as cool as I want them to be. Now, there are a lot of MK players out there who will shit on the fatalities up and down, like, oh, they haven't been good since MK9, they haven't been good since MKX. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think every MK has fatalities that are fun. Some of them don't have fatalities that are so cool. Like, there are characters who have fatalities that are not as fun as others. But in this one, like, I can't remember a fatality right now that just stood out, bro. I was just like, this is fantastic. I love this one. I can't wait to do it to somebody. If somebody does it to me, I'm not even mad. Like, there aren't a bunch that stand out to me, at least not right now. And I haven't seen every single one in the game, I don't think. But all of the ones that I've seen, I'm just like, all right, okay, that looked cool. Like that's how I feel about it. So I was just kind of hoping for more in the fatality range. I know they have ideas probably because they've done so much crazy stuff, but whatever. Next thing, the online portion of MK. If your internet isn't immaculate, oh, if your internet is not immaculate, it is hard to not only get into matches, but to just enjoy them. I've played quite a few online matches now. My win-loss record is terrible, but 3 solid losses that I've gotten have been because the game lagged out almost so much so that my character was just sitting there. One match, I was Reptile, and he literally jumped in the air, and he was just in the air for me for about a minute, and then I had lost the match. The second time I was playing as Raiden, same thing happened. I didn't jump though. I literally was doing a special move. He was frozen, and then the other character just beat the shit out of me and killed me, and I lost. And I was like, wait, this is awesome. This is so cool. There's nothing I can do about it. Sometimes my ping is off. Sometimes their ping is off. It literally doesn't matter. It's just you guys kind of feed off of each other when you're playing online, and if yours doesn't match theirs verbatim, like, forget it. So that's been happening to me a lot online, so that's really annoying. I know you guys have probably heard about it if you follow any MK news, but there's a player one advantage right now going on for online, which is ass. If you're not player one, then your hits just don't do as much, and you can get caught in infinite combos. It's really, really annoying. The next thing, cameos in general. Like, I like cameos a little bit more now than I did a week ago. They're still not my favorite thing. I wish there was a mode where they just weren't even in the game because that'd be great. But like I said, some cameos are garbage to me and my playing style, and some of them aren't as garbage. You know what I'm saying? Leveling them up, just like leveling the characters, like I said earlier, is really annoying, but they're there, and I'm trying to make the best of it. And I don't hate them nearly as much, so that's kind of a positive, but in a negative way, I guess. Next thing, fatal blows are gone. There are no fatal blows in this game at all. I didn't really realize that the last week I was playing this game. X-rays are there for sure, but fatal blows, are gone. So if you drop kick somebody 3 times with a certain character that's supposed to have fatal blow, gone, not in the game. And that's something that I didn't notice the first week because I didn't care. But now that I'm like really looking at all the things in the game, I'm like, what the hell? I kind of miss having fatal blows for all the characters. They have their own specific ones. So that's kind of annoying. And those are the thoughts that I had. I had some more, but like I'll get into those as the weeks go on because we're just getting so much MK news and leaks and all this right now. So I'll kind of just let some of that simmer. But like I said, the game is still really good. I still really like the game. I still prefer MK11, which to some people is blasphemy. But MK11 was just a better, more well-rounded game because if you take all of the good things about MK11 and put 80% of those, 70% of those into this game, that's what you get. Graphics are still great for both games. The general fighting is still really good for both games. It's just some of the things that you could do in MK11 that you aren't able to do here. It's like, why would they take that out? Or why would they change it in this way? So like I said, just me, an old dude complaining a little bit about a game that I really like. Still really love MK1. I think it's a fantastic game. If you like fighting games and you haven't picked it up, you are doing yourself a disservice because it is super fun. I just have some gripes, and I'm sure I'll have more later. But those are my MK thoughts for the week.
Do you want to do your therapy session?
Here's the thing. We played MK online, and I lost some matches. I won some matches. But the matches that I lost, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I got destroyed. I really did. And I'm okay with it. And I'm going to tell you why.
One of us, we're not going to say who, one of us may have rage quit, but they called it. They said, if something happens in a specific match, I am going to straight up not say a damn word. I will just leave and close this game. And then they end up leaving and closing the game.
Why don't you tell us what happened? Tell us what happened.
I don't know. I was just playing the game.
Oh, for real?
And I was like,
For
I'm
real?
going to play as Smoke because I haven't played as Smoke this whole time we've been fighting. And so I know everybody and their mom is Smoke online. So I was trying to avoid playing as Smoke because, you know what? I don't want to follow the trend of being Smoke. Like, I don't know what the percentage is, but from what I hear, it's insane online.
Also, I've played really quick. I played about 13 to 14 matches online, and 10 of those have been Smoke.
So
Two
there
of
you
those
go.
were Liu Kang.
You can do the math.
Yeah. Two of those were Liu Kang, and actually, no. 10 were Smoke, and the other 4 were Liu Kang, because that's the only other character that I see online.
So there you go. And Smoke was one I really want to play, and I've been avoiding him on purpose because I was like, I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want everybody to see like another Smoke player. I want to play Smoke at my own leisure and enjoyment, but I didn't want to like him to be a focal point. So we've been playing a while when I played Smoke. We'd play a lot of matches, and we were both going through different characters, just seeing. And I was like, I'm gonna get Smoke, and I got just a simple cameo of Striker, Smoke and Striker.
Simple cameo. I can't stand you right now.
And somebody got mad. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't understand it.
So
someone also got mad at Baraka too.
Yo, that was some garbage. That was some straight booty juice. I don't know what was happening there. That was terrible. Like, you chose Baraka at one point and like did a combo that lasted for like half the match, and I was like, what? What's happening right now? And you were just laughing like, and I was just like, this is trash. This is trash. And I let it go. I was like,
So what? In full disclaimer though, there was also a match where someone was Shang Tsung and decided just to jump kick the whole damn match.
Look, I had lost like 2 matches at this point, like 2 full matches at this point.
Somebody resorted to pettiness.
This jump kick, for some reason, is unblockable right now.
Dude, I don't know if it was the timing or like the latency, but literally I couldn't do anything. Like, by the time my character would put his head up from being on the ground, he would get fucking kicked again. And I was like, what the shit is happening? Like, you literally couldn't put anything in. And I was just like, I don't understand how I'm just getting kicked over and over again.
Legit,
he just kicked me across the entire map and just kept kicking me. And I was like, I don't know what's happening right now.
You're not wrong. And my plan going into that match was not to do that. It got funny because I was like, I don't know why you can't block it. Mm-hmm. And I had already lost a couple of matches, so there's a little pettiness in there for sure. But you could not block it, and I was like, I don't know why you can't block this. This is hilarious, and not like, oh, I don't know why I'm going to keep doing it because it's hilarious. It was like, I honestly don't know why you can't block this. This doesn't make sense to me, and that's exactly what happened. I will say this though, with Striker, he's a cameo character. And he has a move where he appears behind you, handcuffs your hands behind your back.
Christian probably cussed Striker during these fights. If Striker was in the match, he wasn't even talking to me. He was just cussing Striker.
Yep, that's correct. And it was bad. Like, I was so like, I had never seen this move before. Let me put you guys in my shoes real quick. Just a super dark-skinned guy playing a fighting game. A cop in the game shows up and asks you any questions, just immediately handcuffs you while another person is beating the shit out of you. You can't defend yourself because your hands handcuffed behind your back. That's what was happening to me, and that's what I thought immediately once Striker showed up and handcuffed me. The first time it happened, I thought I saw it wrong. I was like, what the hell is going on? And you were just cracking the fuck up. And I was like, what the fuck?
It would always happen the worst time. Like, Christian's about to try something, and then he would get handcuffed. Then he would just get the dog shit kicked out of him, and he'd be madder than hell. Or if you do the damn X-ray, Striker comes out guns blazing. Like, he don't even mess around.
Yes, he does. And I was so pissed. And like, I remember saying something to the effect of, listen, if you pick Smoke, on this next match and Striker, and I get handcuffed, and then you do that teleport move to me while I'm handcuffed, I'm just gonna cut the game off. And guys, let me tell you something. The match
The final
started.
blow of the game was handcuffed to the smoke
Match
teleport.
started.
No, that was the
I was
final blow. 'Cause I remember it hit,
handcuffed.
and I was like, "Oh shit, that actually just happened." And
I said, if this is how I lose, I'm gonna be pissed. The match started, and Striker came out and did his little thing. He didn't handcuff me, and we were playing the game and getting teleported to death. And you honestly, here's the thing: I'm not mad at Sin for teleporting the shit out of me with smoke, because that's like 50% of his moveset is teleporting. What are you gonna do? That's what he does. I'm like, whatever. I got to figure out how to block this. And he has variations of them. There's a high, there's a low, there's a mid, there's all three at the same time at one point. So it's really hard to get around it. It's really difficult to get around it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do something different so I can at least block a little bit of this. And we're getting to the nitty gritty, the end of the match. Both of us, maybe not even both of us, maybe it's me, I may be exaggerating. I know that I had a good 2 or 3 hits left in me before the match was done. Not just like the whole set, before the whole set was done. And I had already said what I said earlier. Hey, if I get handcuffed and then you kill me with this move, like I'm cutting the game off, I'm cutting my TV off, I'm going to bed. We get to me having about 3 hits left. And Sin calls out Striker, handcuffs me. My hands are cuffed behind my back. Then he teleports and does what's probably the longest combo I've ever seen in Mortal Kombat history, at least from Sin. And I lost. And even before after the character says finish him, he's still going with this combo because it's hilarious. And he's just cracking the hell up. I'm assuming his mouth is wide open, just laughing. And I just cut the whole PlayStation off. I cut it off, and I was just like, I'm going to bed. I don't need this. That's what happened. And I feel better. I got some rest that night. I feel good. Will I play Mortal Kombat again when somebody's playing with smoke? Sure will. I got something for that ass now. I'm ready. I'm prepared. And Striker, fuck you.
Striker, what?
That's how I feel. Fuck you.
It's painful, is it? Poor Striker.
It's
Striker's
really
like, I
funny,
didn't even
too,
get in
because-
this game. I'm a damn cameo, and you still hate me.
Yeah, it's really funny because I
Who's
remember
more annoying,
complaining-
though, Striker or Jax?
Okay.
Jax can be
honest with you.
oh my god, Jax can get on my nerves.
I think Jax is the most annoying cameo character in the and that's saying a lot because I don't even hate Jax. I hate Striker because trauma, but like Jax, bro, he has 2 things that he does that are really annoying. One, if you get grabbed by him, it just turns into the gotcha grab, and you can meter burn it, so he can slam you a bunch of times, which really gets irritating. But he just comes out and just does that ground pound, the earthquake move that he does, and it hits both characters a lot of times. But it lasts so long.
It's stupid.
It's irritating. It's stupid. That's the best way to put it. It's stupid. It's kind of booba shoes, to be honest.
It is.
I thought Goro was going to be my least favorite cameo character because he was going to be super cheap. But he's not even really cheap. He's kind of annoying to get around sometimes, but he's not even cheap. I thought he was going to be.
All right. Well, we're going to get off Mortal Kombat. We're going to keep this rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting to get low on time, so we're going to keep this next segment kind of short, but it's spooky season. And so every year, Christian does, I'm pretty sure, the same thing, but me and the missus will watch a different horror movie throughout the entire month. Every night. We watch a different horror movie. I try to expose her to new things that she hasn't seen because she hasn't watched a lot of horror. So I try to get her a different franchise or a different one. Like, all right, this year you're checking out a Pumpkinhead or you're checking out, whatever. I just try to bring different things in each year. Which brings the thing. As you can see, I'm wearing Halloween. Obviously, my favorite. And every year I have the turmoil of trying to figure out when the hell I want to watch the original, because that is my favorite horror movie. So I know that's this is my happy day, like my happy viewing. Like the first one is always I'm so excited for the first one because it's all right. We're really in Halloween now. Like, it's really October. Yes. And full disclosure, I will watch it no less than 10 times, I'm sure. As probably a lot of them. Because they come on TV and I'll catch bits and pieces here and I'll watch them. And obviously I'm not going to turn it. If I see Michael Myers on TV, I'm not changing it. Why the hell would I do such blasphemy?
Why would you? Yeah. Yeah.
So, my question that I am posing for night one, what is a really good, strong starting movie? Do you go gates like full swing, just full send Halloween night one? Because then everything to me is going to pale in comparison, but you start off as strong as you can. Or do you kind of save it to closer to the conclusion? Do you say, which by then I've already watched it, so it's not going to happen? Or do you put it kind of midway or maybe like a weekend? Like what? I don't know what we're watching for the first night, and this is a problem.
Okay, I got it. I think I got it. So
because I know, okay, full disclosure, if I wanted to go full a franchise, I didn't want to full send a franchise yet because I've already planned, I think it's the 6th of October is the new Pet Sematary. So I was going to watch the original Pet Sematary, the 5th probably, and then the new one, the 6th, because it's a prequel. So, like, I already kind of had a plan for those days, and then I can't remember. There's different things coming out throughout the month that I'm, like, working around.
Right, that's fair. I think this. People like us, we're very similar when it comes. Both of us like slasher films. That's I don't want to say it's your favorite genre, subgenre of horror, but I think slashers are my favorite subgenre. I like the simplicity.
I would actually probably say slashers are my favorite. I think.
Yeah, I love the simplicity of slashers, but I love how complicated.
Ooh, or I don't know. Creature features are up there too, though.
Creature features I love, but they're not my favorite because what got me into horror the way that I'm into it would be slasher films.
Yeah, true.
And
true.
when slashers are done right, dude, they're awesome. When they're done badly, they're horrible. However, when you do like paranormal stuff, like ghost stuff, like it's hit or miss for me. It's either pretty good or it's like I really don't want to watch this. So I think for us, people who like slashers as much as we do, we want to do slashers like midway through the month, especially if you're doing whole franchises. Like if you're watching a couple horror movies a night or a day, or if you're watching just one a day, I think what you want to do is start with the slashers like midway, because that's like our favorite subgenre of horror. So you want to start off in the horror mindset a little stronger, or you want to start off kind of silly. So here's what I'm thinking. People like us, first thing you want to do is either start off with like a B horror movie, a straight up slasher, or you want to start with something a little more highbrow, if you will, like Hereditary, Midsummer, something A24.
Wait, what was the first movie you said?
Some kind of B horror that's not.
You didn't give an example?
Slasher. Yeah. So here, my example would be like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That'd be like a good little start because it's spooky enough. It's still labeled horror. It's a B movie. You know what you're getting into. You don't have to cut your brain on necessarily, but watching something like that just gives people like us hungry to watch something else. Hungry to watch more horror. Hungry to watch something more spooky, right?
The missus suggested like an Insidious or what else did she say? There's another movie. Oh, like I told her this year she's gonna watch Puppet Master. She was like, we could do Puppet Master, but I don't know if I want to start with that. You know, like I feel like we work.
Puppet Master is especially the first one. The first Puppet Master is very slow starting as well.
So I don't know. I don't think that's a good like kickoff because I feel like
I know
what
I got it.
Cabin in the Woods.
If you guys don't do a B, if you don't do a B horror, I know exactly what you should start with. You should start with Wishmaster.
Wishmaster.
Yeah, Wishmaster.
Not a bad idea. I don't know.
It's got horror. It's got horror classic.
You know, it's funny you said Midsommar because she brought up Midsommar at one point because I said we should just do Hereditary because that's a solid horror movie to start the season. She was like, we could do Midsommar. She's like, but that's not scary. That's just uncomfortable. I was like, that's what it's supposed to be. But yeah, I mean, we could, but
yeah, those. Like I said, if you're into slashers if you start yourself off with something like that, then once you get towards mid to late October, before like our day pops up, then you get more of the slashers you want. So like at the end of the run for me, I'm going to be watching Scream. I'm going to be watching Friday the 13th. I'm going to be watching Halloween. Like I'm probably not even going to start watching Halloween until like the last week of October.
I
Because
save Trick or Treat also. Trick or Treat gets saved really late in the year. Like I would totally start with Trick or Treat, but that's like a personal favorite that is I save it closer to time every
let me
year.
tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm saving it. Aside from it, Trick or Treat is also one of my favorites too. But the reason why I'm saving Trick or Treat is because
Before you say that, there was a movie you said, I don't know if it was last podcast or not. I think I saw it on one of the streaming sites, and I really was tempted to watch it. Did you say that your favorite werewolf movie was Bad Moon?
yes,
I think I saw that on site, and I was like,
it's on. I think it's on Tubi right now. I think
I wasn't Tubi. I saw it. I can't remember where I saw it, but I was like, it was something Moon. And I was like, oh, and I really wanted to watch it.
it's streaming. Oh, it's on Amazon Prime right now.
I think that's where I saw it. There's another movie that was on TV the other day that I saw pieces of, and you're gonna be really ashamed of me. I kind of thought I'd seen this, but after seeing bits of pieces, I don't know that I've watched this whole movie.
What movie's that?
Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon and Josh Brolin.
Wow.
So that's
really?
another option to watch tonight. Hollow Man.
Oh, that might be it.
Is that the winner?
Might be the one.
Like,
might be the one.
I saw part of it. I knew what it was, and I know the premise of it, and I know like a lot about it. So I was like, I've seen this movie. Invisible Man stuff. Normal, whatever. And then whenever I was actually watching a little bit of it, I was like, I don't know that I remember this. And I was like, I didn't know Josh Brolin was in this. And then I was like, have I seen this? Too, to be honest. Like, that thing where like you think you've seen it, and I'm like, I don't know that I've seen this. So I told her, and I was like, now I want to watch Hollow Man. So that actually may be what I watch tonight.
What is that streaming on? Because that might be my choice tonight too.
Do what?
I'm saying, what is that streaming on? Because that might also be my choice.
I actually don't know. I think it was on TV. So I don't know. It's what is Hollow Man streaming on?
That's a great question. Let's
that is a question that needs to be answered. So Hollow Man may be the winner. Hollow Man totally 2000 film. It totally classifies as horror, does it not? What are they classified as?
Classified as horror. It's horrific.
Adapted from
I think it's on
The Invisible Man, of course.
I think it's on Peacock. So
Peacock.
I don't know if I
Peacock, no joke. I was looking the other day because last year I actually like wrote down and like had screenshots of like where everything was, so I didn't have to like search for everything all the time when I was like, I want to watch this movie. I haven't done that this year. I was actually going to make a save list and I just didn't do it. I was looking on Peacock the other day. Peacock actually has a pretty damn good horror selection. Like, I was like, okay, that's a good movie. That's a good movie.
That's one of the reasons why they exist, is because they were trying to compete with things like Shudder and AMC.
It's actually a solid collection, like no joke, and it's very diverse. Like it's not just like it's a wide variety. I think Paramount has several Scream films, but I could be wrong. I know they have the most recent one, or they did.
Paramount has all of them except for Scream 4, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't know why it's like that, but yeah.
So I mean, I'll be definitely bouncing around. So I don't know that Bad Moon's a start. I kind of did want to do Bad Moon because I was thinking about that the other day. You brought it up, and I was like, I've never seen that, so I wanted to put that one on there. That's going to be watched this year. But I'm kind of thinking Hollow Man's the move. I think we've sold ourselves on Hollow Man. That's an easy sell, I think. Invisible Man to start. 2000 solid. I don't know what kind of reviews it got.
And it's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, pretty sure you see some Kevin Bacon Wang.
Yeah, and then right after that, you could follow that up with Stir of Echoes.
Ooh, I haven't seen that in forever. That is not what I thought you were gonna say. For some reason, I thought you were gonna say like Flatliners or something. I don't know where my brain was going, but it was not going in the right direction there.
All good.
Ooh, so if I start with Hollow Man, what is night 2? Night 2, then we can just open the floodgates to whatever, pretty much.
Ease it in and then just go ham. I'm down.
I mean,
if Stir of Echoes though, that's gonna be like my partner's jam more so will be Storm Echoes because she really enjoys movies like that. So that I might have just
We want to
sold
watch the
myself
new
on that one.
Insidious this spooky season. We have the option to watch it, and that was one we considered tonight. But I was like, am I feeling Insidious? I'm still bitter about Insidious at the same time.
That's fair.
It still makes me mad. The Darth Maul looking ass bullshit still makes me so mad. I'll never forget being that, like, watching the movie and being into it, and then I saw him, and I was just like, that's what you are? You damn Star Wars reject? Like, what in the shit is this? Darth Maul's
I get it, though.
failed stunt double. Get out of here.
That's hilarious, man. I love how mad you get about that. But I get it, though, because
it was a very disappointing demon reveal for me.
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
All right. Well, we will get off that. So, there you go, listeners. If you're listening now and you have not begun your spooky journey, or maybe you have begun your spooky journey because we're a few days into the month, Hollow Man. If you haven't watched it, go watch Hollow Man. It's a solid, nice 23-year-old movie at this point. God, that's weird to say. That movie's 23 years old? Holy hell.
Good Lord.
But we're going to watch that. Sounds like that's how I'm starting my spooky season. I guess how Christian's starting his as well. We're both sold on
It's
Hollow
an
Man.
hour and like 59 minutes, so literally a minute shy of 2 hours.
Yeah, solid.
So yeah.
Sounds like a good one. It totally counts. We said it counts, so it counts for spooky season. It's Invisible Man. He was a universal monster. It counts, okay? It's an adaptation. You know, I could always watch Invisible Man after this. The most recent one, because I thought that was pretty good.
That was one of my favorites of 2020.
I really liked that. I was very impressed with that. Like, it made me happy. All right, but we are running very short on time. So, with that being said, it's time that we
pass the whiskey.
That's right. Get your whiskey. As we go into the last call question, and it's October. It's spooky season. Our little hearts, if you want to call them that, are full of ghosts, goblins, ghouls, werewolves, vampires, all of the above, slashers, and just happiness. So, I have a question this week for our esteemed colleague, since he's been bringing the questions to me. My question, and I don't think he will like my answer right away, and I don't know that I have the full answer, but I know the answer I do have is going to piss him off.
Ooh.
But my question is, in your second favorite, I'm going to say second favorite franchise of all time, which would be Scream, Wes Craven's Scream, who is the most underrated character and who is the most overrated character? I see the stewing going on right now. Like, if you're watching on YouTube, he is pondering.
And this is specifically for Scream 1, right?
I don't know. Do we just put it in Scream 1 or do we put it in all of it? Honestly, I can't even think of all the characters going on.
Let's do Scream 1 for
Scream
right
1?
now. Because
I mean, my answer, honestly, overrated is going to be the same no matter the movie.
Really, who's overrated for you? Scream 1.
Sidney Prescott, Nev Campbell. I just, after watching the other three the other day, I don't care. I give no shits about Sidney for some reason. I think it's because she does the what is that chick's name? Kristen Stewart. She does the open mouth, walk around, makes me angry. She's just like, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Let it Ghostface get you. I don't care. Quit being dumb. I don't know what it is. I've watched Scream so many times, and this hit me the other day. It could have been the sickness also, just pissing me off. But I was watching, I was like, I actually don't care for Sidney. Like, I just don't. Oh, Billy. All this. I'm just like, whatever. Just get stabbed. Get out of here with your bullshit. I'm the final girl.
That's funny.
I was a virgin, but now I'm not. So I've broke the rules of horror.
I broke the rules.
I don't know. To me, I don't know why. I'm hating on Sydney
Oh.
for some reason right now. And I knew that would upset Christian. I don't know what it is. I actually kind of think I like the girls now a little more than, well, I do like them more now. Right now.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't mad first, but now I am.
I don't know. I kind of do like, they have more
Wow.
attachment to the story. Like, well, no, okay. I retract that. Sydney does have attachment. The mom, like, okay, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just a Nev Campbell hater. I don't know. I'm gonna say she's the most overrated in Scream 1. We're gonna say that. I'll tone down the hate. I won't hate.
Mm-hmm.
She has her moments. Now I'm sure they're much better in later movies. Overrated. Underrated. Underrated is tough for me because who I want to say is just because they're a personal favorite.
Who's
I just want to
underrated?
say it, and they're not in the whole franchise. There's actually two I want to say. I want to show them love. The first one is who I originally want to say, and I am it's Jamie Kennedy's character. Is it Richie?
Randy?
It's not Richie. Randy. Right?
It's Randy. Randy
Okay.
Meeks.
I don't know why the hell I'm trying to think of Richie. Randy. I love Randy for various reasons, being the horror nerd that he is, and I just really like Randy. But he's also, it's hard to say he's underrated. Dewey. Maybe Dewey? All reliable himself. Just always being there.
I think for me, in Scream 1,
Gail
right
Weathers
now,
is up there too on overrated. I like her a little better.
I think Gail makes. Here's the thing: if you took Gail Weathers out of Scream 1 and Scream 2, it wouldn't be Scream. It would not.
Fair. You take Sidney Prescott out, is it still Scream?
No.
It is because she's
Maybe
overrated.
maybe in 3. Maybe in
Just-
3, and I know everybody's pissed off that she's in the newest one.
I also almost looked this up the other day. I know this is a little deviation, but what is the cameo kill count? Who all has been killed? I know we've had Drew Barrymore, of course, the first one. And then was it Sarah Michelle Gellar was 2? Was that the frat house? Or not frat house, sorority house?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2. Wasn't she Buffy? Am I tripping?
She was absolutely
Okay, so they killed Buffy and they killed E.T. in the first 2 damn movies. All right, who else? There's other, like, and whenever a Scream movie starts and you see a person, like a character, you're like, oh, they're dead. Like, that's just. There was what was the recent ones? Because we saw a character and I was like, oh, they're getting murdered. Who was it?
Samara Weaving.
Yeah, like you see him, you're like, oh yeah, it's over. You're just dying right away.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Back on track. Overrated, underrated. Who you got?
So underrated, Scream 1 solely, I think Kenny, the cameraman.
Dude,
underrated.
I almost said him for underrated just because he was the only smart one. Was like, I'm the hell out of here. Like, no. You take your own damn camera.
He got killed.
Oh, no. I'm thinking Scream 2. What is that dude's name?
You're thinking of Joel.
Joel was like, your cameraman got gutted. And she's like, oh, not gutted. Throat slash. She's like, I don't care. I'm out of this bitch. I'm done.
Yeah. Yes, I got that on film. I love that.
Yeah. Scream 2, underrated. Joel, 100%. Only dude with any damn sense. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll be back in the movie.
Overrated in Scream 1.
Sidney Prescott.
Shit, bro.
Sidney
That's
Prescott.
hard. Overrated. Scream 1. Wow, that is difficult. Probably, I'll tell you another character that's underrated in Scream 1 is Tatum, Dewey's sister. She's underrated as well.
Whose sister?
Dewey's sister.
Why can I not think of her right now?
She got killed in the garage door. Remember, she was in the garage. Don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be his best friend in the first.
Oh.
Overrated though in Scream 1.
You know what would be, while you're thinking, maybe a future show, and if listeners, if you would like this for spooky season, since Christian is such a Scream fanatic, we could rank the Ghostface in order of best to worst killers. Like per movie, because there's multiple killers usually, so you'd have to be like Scream
that's
1.
That's definitely happening for me. I actually have a list.
He's already ahead
Not
of
complete.
Us. Okay. Well, I guess I got you.
Got you covered. Got you covered.
That'd be a fun
overrated. Top of my head, I'd say an overrated character in the first Scream movies, probably Dewey, because Dewey doesn't really do much at all in the first movie.
He's our dumb, lovable hero.
Don't get me wrong. I love Dewey, and
Dewey to me is Dewey's a crucial part of the Scream franchise.
Here's the thing.
He's like Dewey's a staple.
Dewey's a crucial part of every Scream sequel that he's a part of, but in the first Scream movie, he didn't really do anything for have a crush on Gale. And he was Tatum's brother, right? But he didn't really do anything to he could have been anybody. He could have not been Tatum's brother if that were the thing. But it changes the course of how the sequels work. Just solely speaking, the first movie, if it wasn't a franchise, just that first movie, Dewey didn't do a whole lot because we thought he was dead up until the end of the movie. I know that happens
that happens in every Scream movie, literally. You think
he didn't do a whole lot. I love his character. I don't personally think he's like an overrated character. It's just me trying to choose a character off the top of my head that's not Gale or Sydney. I'd have to go Dewey.
Why are you not choosing Sydney? You can choose Sydney.
Because you need Sydney for the movie to be need Gale for the movie.
You could throw you could have any other final girl. I don't think it has to
think about the characters. Think about the main characters that if they were not
Sydney
in the first movie,
I knew this would piss you off. That's why I wanted to Sydney hate. As soon as it come into my head, I was like, "This will piss Christian off right away."
Yes, it did.
That's like me going and saying Laurie Strode sucks. She's overrated, and Christian be like, "Oh hell no."
Laurie Strode does suck. Laurie Strode is great.
Yeah, both of those, same time.
but like
Joe Montana,
you need Sydney.
Joe Montana.
Oh my god. Oh my god. God. Ooh. Take a breath. We're good. Moving on. You need Sydney. You need Tatum because she gives Sydney energy, right? You need her. You need the two killers, right?
Just to be clear, you like Neve Campbell and Sydney throughout the franchise.
I do. The only movie that she is in that I'm just like, you're not really necessary is. Well, honestly, it's she's not necessary in 4 or if I'm being honest. I love that she's in it. I love her character and her growth and her adaptability, how she's a survivor. But in Scream 3, like we didn't really
why haven't we killed her yet?
Do anything.
She survived this many movies
to do for her until halfway through the movie.
I mean,
what's the last thing you said?
Why isn't she dead yet in the movies? She survived this many.
I think that she should just not come back. She should just be gone.
She should have been gone a long time ago.
Just give her a happy ending, bro. Just leave her alone.
I don't know. Maybe because it's fresh. I actually like the new stories. I like the whole Billy Loomis's sister shit. I kind of dig that. It gives like a dark element to like at any given moment, our protagonist could eventually just flip a switch and be like, I'm about to start murdering people.
I mean,
right?
The same could kind of be said with Sydney for most of the movie, just because of how she survives. Like, she has killed all of the killers, essentially, up until Scream, 5? Sydney took everybody out. So it makes sense. She could totally snap as well. But, I think that we got there. We got who our overrated, underrated characters were.
Main thing I wanted to trigger Christian. I did.
You did. Good job.
Randy is an awesome character, though. I have to defend my underrated. I love Randy as a character. He's a crucial, like, I'm breaking the fourth wall, and you will know the damn rules of a horror movie that are, like, unspoken rules that horror fans know. And the fact that Wes Craven had the balls to be like, let's do this. Why not? Like,
I don't think that he's rated because, one, he only has a main role in 2 of the movies. Then he goes out. He's like the first of the main cast to get killed. So,
which kind of sucks.
R.I.P. Randy. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our last call. And that is also the wrap up of this episode. Because it's spooky season, there will be a lot more spooky content coming out this month. So be prepared, be ready, subscribe, follow, share, do all that stuff. Because podcast episodes come out every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time. That's right. You heard it right. On all audio platforms, Anchor, Spotify, Google, Overcast, Apple, all that stuff. 8 a.m. Central Time. Every Wednesday. Video versions on my personal YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister. Every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Also, check it out. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you'd like your question to be featured in Last Call for spooky season, join the Gilded server, gilded.gg/Sinister Pack. In the application, just put from the podcast, there's a section that says Sippin With Sin. Just go there, and you will see Last Call questions, and just submit it there. And that is a great way to get it featured. There's also Sinister Tales, which we'll hopefully be doing this month as well, going over some spooky stuff, such as the Bell Witch, and who knows what else we'll talk about. If you submit stories, we'll talk about it for Spooktober. Spooktober. I don't know what Spooktober was. Spooktober, spooky season, Halloween, all that, all the stuff that we call it. This happiness. That's what this month is. But you can submit it there. You can also hit us up on the socials at Sippin With Sin, SIPPIN with Sin, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Are we on Facebook? We're on Facebook. Yeah, we are on Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. There you go. Submit us there. Drop a follow. Drop a line. Say hello. You can find me on my personal socials. IamSinister TV. Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. IamSinister TV. That's right. You can find me streaming on kick.com/IamSinister. Come say hello. Say you're from the podcast. I'd love to talk to you. Come hang out. We're going to be playing some spooky games this month. Hopefully we'll even get Christian on a game or two playing some stuff. You can also find me on twitch.tv/IamSinisterTV and facebook.com/IamSinisterTV. I don't know why I struggled saying that just then. But Christian, where can the lovely folks find you?
You can find me on my personal Instagram at Vin and Inc. all one Twitter and other socials at Horrorverse Pod. You guys can also find me over on the TikTok.
Can you repeat where they can find you? Because you cut out before Horrorverse Pod.
Horrorverse Pod on all the socials is where you can find me on Personal Horror Podcast. But other than that, you guys can find me on my Instagram, My Instagram is Vin and Inc. all one word, VENANDINK, all one word. And then also you can find me on the TikTok, and that is my full name, Christian Vincent. I post reviews, art, all kinds of stuff over there. Book reviews, horror reviews,
pictures.
like all that's on there. Pictures and spooky pictures. I'll actually have plenty of spooky pictures coming up spooky season. So
there you
go. Good eye out.
Go follow the man. Do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, spooky season. Get your candy. Grab your pumpkin. Don't you dare break it. I swear. Don't you do that. But until next week, you got to get the hell up out of here. We'll see you guys next week, all right? It's time for Christian to shut it down.
Thank you guys for tuning in to get another episode of Sipping With Sin. Be sure to leave a 5-star review. All those reviews, we are gathering the pod here very soon. Very soon. Guys, make sure you leave us something. Say hi. Tell us what you want to see. Recommendations, all that below. But until then, until the next episode, guys, I'm going to leave you with 3 words. 3 words I'll leave you with on every single episode. Those 3 words might save your life if you've never heard them. Stay with me if you have heard this before. And those 3 words are as follows. Don't get gutted.
See you guys next week.